Hey, Shakira. How you doing tonight? Hello, everybody else that's in the building. I can't see who you are, so hey, Marjorie. You the tell. Hey, Marjorie. You be knowing all the business from right through here on the computer. You know I just be messing with you, Marjorie. You know I do. Hello, just watching your earlier live. Yes, out there with the kids with me. You know I be trying to stay with my kids. I be trying to keep my kids up off here. Hey, girl face. I was just it's so funny, Marjorie, that you was even looking at that. I told you you like to fly on the wall. You just be knowing. So I was actually looking at that video too. And I be trying to keep the kids up off here, but it just it don't work. Maybe I ain't supposed to be fighting it. I don't know. But just I be seeing people do very mean things and stuff like that, and say very mean things about kids. And so I be trying not to like venture in those things, but it's like you can tell my kids, okay, I'm finna go live. um y'all gonna stay back here and be quiet, or y'all gonna go back up, you gonna go back to the other part, or what you gonna do? We good. Then soon as the live started going, then they started calling each other names, started talking, humming, singing, everything in the background. I was like, I told my daughter that I say you failed. She was like, I know it's hard, mom. I was like, oh gosh. I'm great, girl. How are you? I feel real good. This my stomach. I guess I don't know. I got like I'm gonna say like a little nervousness because you know I'm coming to that day, and God knows I don't want to feel this sickness, but it's almost like my body is preparing itself before it's time. Friday right around the corner. I got one more day before it's here. I can tell you definitely got some energy. Yeah, I do have some energy or whatever. It is more so I feel like I got willpower. I always push myself. But the only thing is now is that that's what they don't want you to do, is like push yourself. But that's what I know how to do. And when I'm out there, my knees are still shaking like like jello. But yet and still I move because I know I'm about to be down probably, maybe, I don't know. But each time I'll be hoping that it changed. But um so far, I got a little bit of a change, but with them saying that maybe it's gonna be a little bit worse than before it gets better because of the deficiencies I have. But I don't know. We'll see. um my nephew says the same thing. Here it is. I've been talking again. And I don't know what oh, talking about like you to fly on the wall. Like you be knowing everything. And you have a glow about you. I think since you could get in your garden. Yeah, I'm actually loving that. And it's like I can tell that it missed me out there because the garden was so dry. So today I spent most of the time like, well, I tried to get out there earlier, but that sun was doing something, so I had to like set the water hose and go sit in the shade, come back and move it to another place, trying to drown it, oversaturated right now because it's very undersaturated. It's used to me going out there and watering on a daily basis, and now I don't have that to do at this moment. So it is what it is. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to get done, and I just feel like I ain't gonna get it done, but I ain't gonna beat myself up about it either. What get done, and what don't. It just have to wait. Um, that helped you feel better. Yeah, it did make me feel better. I didn't get out there when I wanted to get out there, but I sure made it. One day at a time. Absolutely. One day at a time. So, yeah, it feels good to go out there and, be able to tend to some of the things that I want to. And, you know, it is what it is. So what have y'all been up to? Um this is one of them nights again that I just been how have you been mentally? Um mentally in a better place that I was then when I came and said that I don't feel like I can do this again. You know, I had some time and space to like think about it. Um, but if you ask me, do I want to do it? Absolutely not. I don't want to. Only because it makes me sick or whatever, and I just don't like it. I'm in a for when I tell y'all that I'm in a foreign country, I am really in a foreign country. Like everything is different. Nothing is the way that it was before. And so you say I'm on here with y'all too. Hey, pretty brown girl, what have you been up to? I feel like you've been ducking and dodging, pretty brown. um, I meant so that means my kids ain't put okay, Shakira. Oof. Like I said, over here it's always something. It can never be one thing that I'm going through at a time. It's always several things. And just sometimes you have to keep some stuff to yourself, and God knows I've just be wanting to come on here and I just want to scream it out loud everything that be happening. But I thank God for the little things that well, none of them don't be little, but the little things he that I'm allowed to come on here and scream out because God knows there's other stuff going on in the background, and it's just more craziness. So, and at least it ain't health wise or whatever, but yeah, it make you want to scream, make you want to cry tears. Um, but I ain't got time. I just don't have time to even shed any tears, to even scream about it or know nothing because I don't know. It's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help me none. Um, yeah. Hello. I try to see in the moment, but it's like dang, like the darks just keep on coming. Just yeah. So Jesus Christ. Yeah, I already feel like, hey, I feel like sometimes coming on here talking about it is like I'm already sharing um my heaviness or whatever, but it's like the more I share, it's like it's like, yeah, keep on talking, keep on telling me, and I'm gonna give you more. So it's like, and I don't want time to go by because I did that before and it does not help me. So it's like times I don't really want to hit the live button or whatever, but I still do it. But in the back of my mind, I got a lot of stuff going on. A lot. And I feel like it's not for me, but all at the same time, it's happening to me and around me. So it's as bad as I want to move away from it, it just don't work like that. If I just had this one thing in front of me that I'm dealing with, I feel like it could be manageable. But I mean it just keep coming. And it's not little things. Not little things. And so yeah. See, this is something that I really didn't want to I didn't really want to get into or whatever, but it's just like no matter what darts being thrown at me, I got to get up and keep moving. Keep moving, keep moving. Don't let it stop you. Don't let it knock you down. But when I tell you tired, tired is not the word. And sometimes when I come on here, because I wasn't a talker before, I didn't tell like stuff that was going on with me. I kept it to myself. But it's like, keep some stuff to yourself. You can't tell every single thing. And I thought like some of the stuff that I've told before is over the top. Um, and it just keeps on coming. Just keep on coming. That's what I'll say. See in the journey, it's good. Help and up you say see in the journey and it's good. A part of me knows that is good. With all honesty, a part of me does know that is good because it is things that I have tried over and over and over again to fix it. Then when I just leave it alone, it's like, yeah, God, you're gonna have to fix that right there. And still when it comes, nevertheless, it's still just as hurtful. But yeah, it's just like somebody playing the dark game and I'm the board. So it's just we're gonna stick you on this side, we're gonna stick you on that side, stick you on that side. It's just yeah. There's no way to stop. There's no way to stop it or whatever. I feel like it is good, but do I want to be dealing with it? No. I see God in that. It takes his strength to talk about some things. Yes, it do. And it's like some of the stuff that I've came on here and talked about, I thought, oh, I feel like I emptied my cup out. My cup was full and it was running over. I came on here and emptied it out, and then it's just found another way for it to get full. So it's like, after a while, it's like, what's the purpose? Just let me keep the garbage in the cup that I already got in the cup. Um, and then I don't have to worry about, well, then maybe I do have to worry about all of it being piled on top of each other or whatever, you know. Um, and I already told him that, told him what I need. Um, I need peace. That's what I need. You have to let it out. You can't keep holding it in. I'll, it will make you sicker physically. And a part of me believes that because the stuff that I done held in for so long, that's, and just let it sit and fester, is where this cancer came from. You know, I don't know, but I actually feel like that sometimes. And it's not that this time like I'm holding it in or whatever. It's just, yeah. If it frees you, we are here for you to release you from all of it. Yep, if I told it all, they would lock me up. Yeah. I mean, there's times that I feel like I can come on here and I can literally, excuse me, I can literally entertain you all for days with just telling you some of the stuff that be going on in my life. I literally can. But is that what I want to do? Nope. Like, I share the things that I'm comfortable with. Things that I don't have to think twice about it. I literally, the things that I do share is like, maybe at one point I cared about, I'm gonna come on here and tell this or say this or whatever, and then at another point, then I don't care no more. I'm tired of trying to protect other people, do things to cover other people, and just, yeah. Um, and it don't never work for me. So basically I just try and stay in my own little bubble, and yet some kind of way I still be getting the business. Still be getting the business. So I ain't good at playing dodgeball, I guess. um hey, Louise Davis. No, no, no. Bottling up will hurt you more in the long run. I believe that too. I believe that too. But yeah, it's just always, it's always something. Stress causes stomach cancer. You know what? I know a long time ago. Um, and sometimes I hate to say good things about this person right here, only because I don't already told y'all the story. This same person, what I'm about to say this about, is somebody who used tried to use evil against me by going and putting roots on me, right? So um but a long time ago, me and him was having a conversation, and he asked me a question, but I didn't want to say to him like what I wanted. I wanted to say it, but I didn't know how to say it. Let me say it that way, right? Um, and I guess he could feel that, yeah, she had something to say, but she just didn't want to. She didn't want to say it. And he said to me, he was like, you keep on holding stuff on the inside of you instead of talking about what it is that you have. And then he say, that kind of stuff create heart problems. And when he said it, it made perfect sense to me. But you know how somebody just cross you so it's so much. Well, maybe y'all don't, but I done had people cross me at levels that is ridiculous. So, which says that even though people have evil in them too, they still it's something good about them. I think everybody has something in them that's good about them. It's just like it's almost like a hesitation when I get ready to say it. So I've always known that holding stuff inside is not good. But when you talk that way because of the way you were brought up and the things that happen in your life, then that's what you know how to rock with. You just don't say nothing because everything you gonna say, it's a lie. You don't know what you talking about. You don't know how many times like I done said something. Well, maybe y'all do because I done came on here and told a whole bunch of stuff. It don't matter how you tell the truth. You're a liar in that moment. And then when it really happened and it hit the books, then ain't nobody got nothing to say. But and won't apologize nor any of that stuff. So, when you have stuff like that happen, you learn how to just shut up, I guess, and don't say nothing. Um, you good, look good. Me too. Um, I watch a little bit from time to time. I just wanted you to know I added your name to my church's miracle board. It's a lot of people praying for you daily at 11 a.m. Uh, thank you very much. Let me tell you something. And see, I have to. This another thing. See, this a truth that I don't have to tell, right? Mr. Kenny's wife. I don't know that when I seen your name and just hear me out. I'm not trying to say nothing funny, but let me tell you something. When I seen that name kind of made me lean back a little bit because um there's a story behind somebody that I talk about on this page going back. And his name is Kenny, and a lot of it had to do with his wife. No problems with me or no nothing, but it was like, oh, stand back. But let me, I just had to say that because I'm literally, I'm literally just saying what I felt when I seen the name, which there's a lot of Kennys and a lot of Mr. Kenny's wives in this world and everything. And I'm going to also say this. Whatever you asking God for from me, I pray. And any of your church members too that go along with it. Anything you asking him for from me, I ask him to give it back to you tenfold in his son's Jesus name. And everybody on here know that that's one of my things, my saying, and it's something that I believe in. But in all honesty, when I seen Mr. Kenny's wife, um, I had to take a second look at it. That's why I didn't say your name and then read it. I wanted to read what was said because um I have a Mr. Kenny's wife that has been doing several things to me for a long time. And I feel like she couldn't exact revenge on my mother. So then I was the next best thing. Um so yeah, that's the story behind that. But that Mr. Kenny's wife, if that ain't none of you, then disregard everything that I said. Please and thank you. Hindsight is not is not of God. I know it. Um and I will take it. My name is Kaya. Okay, I just and literally the stories are here. So it's like at one point I had somebody that was coming on here and saying whatever it was or whatever. If anybody know I've been in a situation, well, I haven't really. I was in the situation. My mom messed with a married man for years, and it produced 3 children. And my mom passed away while those kids were very young. Those stories are here. Um, and it caused a lot of problems for me. Well, at least it tried. They tried, but it, a lot of hurtful stuff had went on and everything in that situation. And so it's like, when those names come up, and I feel like if those people do show up or whatever, they might show up under another name or whatever. But I just wanted you to know that I appreciate that. Can I call you Kaya? I think I'm saying your name right, cause and I don't need you to change it. I don't feel any way about you coming in here. I just wanted to share my story. So if you ever see me pause or whatever from it, um, that's the reason why. And that's just my honesty. I don't even know why I really had to share that, but it put a pause on me. And so I ain't good at pretending like something is not there. So let me get back to where I was. Oh, hey Mads. How are you? I ain't seen you in a minute. Girl, I got news. Do you remember the daughter I got the Tesla? Yes, I remember that. I found these. Oh God. Mads, I already see what you about to say. You about worse. You about worse as me. Oh my gosh. I got the Tesla. I found these bag of cookie bites, and I look at them, not remembering if I bought or saw milligrams on the bag, and found out it's, oh my gosh. Mads, this world that we live in now, these kids see that everybody's doing it, mom. What's wrong with it? They all got that syndrome. And yeah, Mads is just like, you walk and you clear this one thing, get cleared up, and then the next thing comes, and the next thing comes, and the next thing comes. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Yeah, me myself, I'm hanging on to some things my own self. So mm, yeah, that's crazy. Yes, and you said it right. I love your channel. Thank you for sharing and being so kind. Thank you very much, Kyle. Thank you very, very much. See, I already done, you know, hooked you up already. And I appreciate you for coming over here and spending time with us. So, and hopefully it's like, the only thing I'm not giving is just like sad stories, but I can only be here and give what it is that I have. I don't have anything anything else. I just don't. I didn't even know, to be honest. Oh my god. And I'm just trying to take deep breaths because I don't want to cry. But for the past 3 nights, I feel so disorganized, like I can't even conversate the way that I want to. Everything that I've been doing is so off, and I feel so awkward because of all the background noise, all the other stuff that's going on. So it's like, but don't go, Shauna, and don't do not hit the live and everything. Every time that I come on here, um, God have your way, and whatever it is that I do have to say. But past 3 days is like been very, very awkward for me. And maybe it's because I ain't willing to come and talk about what's happening right now. It's like a mental block for me or something. Um so I'm just waiting for the wind to blow over. Mads, I'm praying for you because I just went left. Um I was mad, but I was just happy that it was the edibles and not the kind that you kind, but I'm still against it. Yeah, Mads, and I can tell you that sometimes the things the one that they eat is worse than the one that you put up to your lips and do. um because some of these kids find out that they're allergic to it. It's too much. It causes different reactions and everything like that. Like I know about a couple of people that done had to be hospitalized because of those things. And so yeah, um ooh, yeah, prayers. And I don't want her doing it until she's 21. And shoot, by that time you probably still don't want to do it. Um yeah, when I first came on here, I used to smoke too. Um and as I went down that journey, I talked about it, and now it's been like more than 8 months. And it wasn't something that I did like all the time, but it was like um not condoning it or anything like that. To each his own. Do what it is that you feel, and if God doesn't bother your conscience, then ain't what can I say about it. At the time that I was doing it, my conscience was not bothering me. um and my prayer was, Lord, when you see fit for me to be done with this, then just remove the taste from me, because it wasn't like it was something I did every day, all day, or whatever. And just like that, just one day I just got up and I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore. I just didn't feel the urge. I didn't want to. I didn't need to. And that's been more than 8 months now. I ain't even keep up with the day that it happened or whatever. So um cover your daughter with your prayers um on a daily, just point blank period. Cover them on a daily, because these kids need covering when they walk out these doors or whatever, because you don't never know what they gonna run into out here in these streets. um Crying is healing. God is saving them. Ooh, Kaya, true. All true. I ain't got nothing to say against that right there. But crying for me, and I've said it before, is that crying for me has not been the easiest of things. And sometimes I try to interrupt the flow of the tears, because I grew up with um crying is weakness, is a weakness. And would I ever tell anybody that? Absolutely not. Cry your tears, cry your tears. But there's a lot of things that, and I'm working on it. A lot of things that I would tell somebody else not to let certain things bother them. And I'll say it to them, but it's not good enough for me. Those rules don't apply to me. So like, if I'm just saying, like, say if we were in a room and you were crying, I would not come up to you and say, "Oh, don't cry. Stop crying, girl," or whatever. I would just be like, "Get it out." I'll be if you want to talk after you finish getting it out, then you go ahead. I don't have any issues with nobody else crying, but some kind of way, if I'm in that position, um, I don't feel the same way about myself. If that makes sense, the way that I just said it. It's like for me, it's like, girl, you ain't got time. You ain't got time to be doing to be crying no tears. Let these people see your tears or no nothing like that. It just and when I first came on here, that was one of my rules. Don't I wouldn't want anybody to be telling somebody to not cry because I know um crying is definitely a way of releasing stress and things like that. We have to know the enemy is real. Absolutely, he is. Not just saying you. Understand? Hey, RJ, because I would have cried if it was smoke kind because it is hard to get off that addiction with the smoke kind, and she is destroying her lungs versus the candy kind. Um, doesn't hurt your lungs. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Um, yes. I stopped into look at girl face. You, you just keep s- never cease to amaze me. I stopped in 2009. The devil still lets me smell. I'm learning to see him and God. Actually, let me tell you. Tonight, I pulled up to a Wawa to let my kids go in and get them a drink, and I smelt the a faint smell of it, and uh, some kind of way I was slightly annoyed, annoyed with it that I even smelled it. And I'm like, how can I go from this place to this place? and and I'm kind of annoyed. I'm annoyed with it, you know? So, you know, but also look at those people and be like, remember you were you were once there. And I absolutely have those times that yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do got a story, girl face. I know you do. And go ahead and tell it to me. Or you can put it in the comments after the video over with. But I know you eventually you gonna end up telling me. And that's why I be like, I don't know if like you would be one um to come up on a panel because you can still stay like in your bubble. You don't have to show yourself or anything like that. But I also feel like me and you probably can hold a conversation until tomorrow morning. If we was on a live talking, I just feel like it's so many conversations that we can have. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that if you do mic only. Yeah, I can do that. I feel like nobody has to show themselves and I used to only go live that way. Hey chef, I used to only go live that way where like I can what you call it? Where you can drop a link for somebody to hit the link. I used to do that all the time. But most of the time I would be up there talking by myself, which is fine with me. But it's always better to like have real conversations with somebody else. I would love to be able to do those kinds of things and just sit and just talk with people with a voice instead of having to read everything um that they say. So, you know, and I always say when I'm on here talking, uh, I'm looking at me talking, and that's all I can see is me and y'all words down at the bottom. So it's like I'm talking to myself. But I know I'm not talking to myself, but that's kind of how it is. But yeah, if I did those things, then I actually did it the other night, and I hadn't did it in so long. I actually had forgot how to do everything, and my computer was like, "Girl, you ain't used me in 79 days. We done kicked you out of everything." That's actually what my computer was saying to me. And so I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to start coming on here and going through StreamYard or some other kind of thing or whatever." But I had shut StreamYard off because I didn't use it like that right there. But StreamYard all of a sudden jumped up one day, and it went from paying $25 a month to I think 50 something dollars a month. And I was like, all right, StreamYard, you getting a little too extreme. So yeah, but yeah, I if they had a they probably got a feature. Let me tell you something. I don't play with different buttons and stuff because I be done hit something and then don't know how I got, and then I ain't got access to no computer people like RJ right about now, like right in my presence, because my son ain't here. Like he could come and he can look at it and he'd be like, "Oh, you just hit this right here. Let me press that button right there," and then have it back in this place. Like, them young kids be learning how to yes, extreme price hike. Absolutely. They doubled the price all of a sudden. And then to me it was like they told you this is what we doing right here, and then this, and it's all of a sudden like it's just there. And I was like 50 something dollars every month. Heck no, I'm not doing that. So but yeah, I would totally like to get up here. Anybody else got any other suggestions of like how I could come and do a live instead of doing the live like this way, but doing it where I could cuz this right here I can't, it won't let me drop a link or anything like that, but um like any other sites or whatever that's good to use to do a live stream and go that way. I don't know nothing about that. I'll be trying not to mess with these folks' computers and all of that stuff right there. I be done did all kind of stuff I ain't supposed to do. you know. But yeah, as usual, I come on here and I feel like I got the weight of the world on my shoulder, and then some kind of way y'all good folks in here know how to get somebody to get a good release. Discord is another popular one. Is that like another site? Is that like another YouTube or something like that? I hear a lot of people talking about Discord. Um, but is that like something we have to leave YouTube and then go to Discord, or is that something you can go through there and then you can still come through YouTube? I feel like I'm asking 5 million questions in one. RJ. Yeah, because I'm just I'm the kind of person, I don't like to get a new phone. I have to stop using that H word, because I don't think YouTube like that word. Ugh. I don't think YouTube like that word that much. Um, but I don't like getting new phones, new computers and all of that stuff, because I just don't I don't like it. I don't like learning the new things on it. And my phone is the way I feel about my phone. If I can hit the button and go live, I'm good. And if my phone make phone calls and it texts people and occasionally record a video, I'm good. All that extra stuff and everything, like my kids and stuff saying, "Mom, you just need to go ahead and get an iPhone." I don't have a desire to have an iPhone. I really don't. And the reason I don't have a desire to get an iPhone, because I am not paying that kind of money for no phone. I don't care, iPhone, your phone, his phone, whatever. I ain't doing it. I just I cannot see it. Like my husband them be having all kinds of phones and everything. And try every time I think about the price that they paid for them, y'all can have your phone, iPhone, whatever it is. Honey, if I knew a $79 phone will work for me after I go into a place or whatever, That's what I have. I have me one of the cheapest phones it is, as long as it do everything that I needed to do. But yeah, they figure out how to keep you with these upgrades and everything. So, and they actually say the phone that I have now, it records stuff just as good as an iPhone. And actually you can zoom in right up to somebody's big window or something and literally look through the window or whatever, which is a scary thing to think about that these phones do or whatever. Um get the phone. Get what phone? Girl face. The iPhone? I stood at the end, not the end of the rainbow, and could not take a picture because I would not get a phone with the camera. Oh, I have a phone with a camera on it now. I'm on my phone right now. I'm not on my computer or anything. Every time I'm making videos, I'm so comfortable with my phone right now. I do everything from my phone. The thing is, I got a tablet. I got another tablet, and I got a laptop. And I don't use none of they're all brand new too. My laptop, I literally bought the laptop almost a year ago, I think it was. And I haven't used it that much. Um and then I just got this tablet with my phone probably about 5 months ago. I don't hardly ever use this, but I use this like this if I'm going to watch something like on Netflix or something like that right there. Then that's what I use that for. So that's like my little television. But yeah, I have several devices, but I just don't use them. Okay. Zoom plus YouTube Live, free for short sessions. Start a Zoom call, then go to Zoom. Let me screen. I'm going to screenshot that. And if I ever do it, shout out to you, RJ. um, Start a Zoom call, then go to Zoom settings, live streaming, YouTube live, and connect it. Okay. I'm just sharing the get the phone. Try any of those things changed often. Yes, they do. It's just a reminder for me when people refuse to upgrade. Yeah, I be trying to hold out on those upgrades. I think they be doing stuff now to iPhones that when they be doing all these upgrades, because it feel like every other week or something they talking about an upgrade on the phone. I feel like they be trying to tear up my phone or something on the background because if the phone lasts too long, then the less money they make. But the more often that our phones get tore up and broken and everything, then they get to make more money off of us. Is the way my mind think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could have had that picture of the end of the rainbow. You could have, but then again, when you think about it, if it was meant for you to have it, you would have it. You would absolutely have it. um But yeah, I try to keep up with this stuff, but I learned I survived Battery Gate. What is Battery Gate? Having a phone with the battery that come off the back of it or whatever. I ain't seen a phone like that. Well, I actually possess a phone like that. I still got all of my old devices and everything. Why? Do y'all trust that when one of your phones go away, to let like the phone company have your phone or whatever? I don't like that. Give me my phone. What you need my old phone with? I paid for it. Why I need to give it to you? Because all of your information and your stuff that you had in there. I feel like all of that stuff be in there. I don't care nothing about you doing no manufacturers reset and all of that stuff like that. No, I done heard about the different stories and stuff like that. I don't trust none of that. No, you give me my new phone that I'm paying for, and I'm gonna keep the phone that I previously paid for. No, you had a bag phone. Oh, well, I don't know. I gotta figure out a way though. We I think too. Maybe I think maybe you have more options when you don't do the vertical live. I think if you chose the other options, I think that it offers you more here on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't just tried to go live just from YouTube, not using anything. No StreamYard, no any of that stuff. But I like my intro. I like my intro and stuff that I did over on StreamYard or whatever. But it's like I haven't used it that much, but I also feel like it's old now. Like I need to do another whatever. But I won't even use it. I don't know. But anyways, what I will say is in God's timing, when it's time for me to have conversations and stuff like that, I will absolutely, I will absolutely get there. Um, yeah, I will absolutely get there. And to me, it's like I look at this and I come on to this YouTube, and never in a million years did I think that I would have the subscriber account that I have and everything. Never. I wanted to come on here and I wanted to do the thing. I wanted to get to the place where you can be monetized or whatever like that right there. But to all of a sudden one day just come and put or tell your story about one particular thing that happens in your life, and then you wake up the next morning and you got 16,000, you gained 10. Actually what happened to me is overnight I gained 10,000 subscribers. I put a video up and woke up the next morning and I was like, is this a mistake? And I was just like, and the numbers just kept going and going and going and going and going. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like I wanted to come on here and grow, but that I didn't expect um to grow like that. So my numbers moving up and down the way that they do, I am totally fine with that because I never expected to be here where I am at this point in my life. Um, Not at all. And to me, I really don't be seeing like the evidence of are these real people that actually subscribe there or whatever, so it's like for me, you know, ain't no biggie. I guess if it's according to what it is that you're saying, and yeah, I believe that too. Um what you guess what, RJ, what it is. I've been cleaning out the 3 acres of all the thorny vines and saving all the trees and freeing them up. The lot has way too many vines choking everything out. I know that's right. Go ahead and work it out, RJ. It's gonna work out all in the right time. God got you. Um, it's even more beautiful now. I bet it is. I hope you taking pictures and stuff as you of before and after. So, because I to me, it's such a blessing, like to see where you were when you first went there, and then where it is. Me, us and this property over here, it's like a up and down thing. One minute it's like all clean, no nothing there, everything is gone. And the next minute they got a whole bunch of stuff. Get a tractor, go back and clean it all up again, and then it's free and clear. And then we'll make another mess doing another project or whatever. But it's like it'd be like up and down, but take pictures of it. Because I thoroughly enjoyed my own video the other day where I was trying to show you all like the little buckets that I had from the Dollar Tree that I had used to start my garden with, and to see how it went from right here in the front, and then it moved around to that, and then it just kept growing and kept growing and kept growing. So I encourage you, RJ, take pictures of the before and after, and as you grow along, you will have all of those pictures and those memories to go back to and be like, started from the bottom, now I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a whole lot of bottoms, and then going back up. You will start something, it'll look a mess 1 minute, and then when you get the finishing results, you'll be able to stand back and put your hands on your waist and just look at it and say, you know what, me and God did that together. You know what I'm saying? Just going back and looking at it again, I'm telling you, it's kind of like your journal. I used to journal a whole lot. Um and to just sometimes to open up your journal, and know all of the things that you went through, and then be able to look at it and say, somehow I made it. Yeah, and to know that you're not in the same place that you used to be in those places no more, and all the things that you was asking God to do for in your life, and you didn't even realize he done it, but you reading over this stuff and you realizing that everything you asked him for in those journals, and everything that um he paid it all. Yeah, just like it's all done, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe I'm talking to myself right about now. Yeah. I don't journal no more. Y'all my diary now. The gift, the gifts gives back. Yep, they do. I'm not sure the best way to get the garden to where I really want it, far out in the far out in the property where the more fertile soil is, wondering how to water it cheaply and easily out there. Oh, well, let me let RJ. I'll just tell you that this is because our well is up. You already know. I know what it is already. RJ, I remember you telling me we got a well too. So now I'm finna tell you what we did with the well. I have a well, but getting it out there 200 yards or more. Okay, so our well is up in the front, right? But then in the back of the house there's a pipe that runs from up under there. And what my husband basically did was he took and he cut part of that pipe out, and he put a T in there, and then he ran more pipe from that, and he ran it to the backyard, to all the way back in the back. And that's quite a walk back there, right? So then when he got it back there, making sure that he buried it, he trenched it out and buried it underneath. And that's how he actually put it up under a tree, against the tree. And when I go in the back, that's how not the back where y'all see me growing at now. I can actually post pictures and show you what one of when I had the garden way back in the back there, what that garden looked like. And what he did was he ran that the piping all the way back there. I want to say we probably had like maybe 10 PVC pipes, and he ran them from the house to back there, and then he put a shut off valve on it so that if anything, God forbid, happens to it or whatever, it get somebody run it over with something, you may ride the lawnmower over it and maybe chop something up or whatever, you would be able to turn off the main switch to it or whatever. But that is a different way for you to be able to get water um out there to that park. Hopefully I was able to give you some good information. But yeah, that's what that's how he did it to get water back in the back, and that water provides yeah, he like the jack of all trades. He know how to he know how to fix everything. He know how to work on the cars. He know how to do the plumbing. He know how if something go wrong with the lights, he know how to fix all of that stuff. All of that stuff. And I in and it's amazing to have somebody like that in your life. But then on the flip side of it, he willing to fix everything else, but not willing to fix what we have going on. You know, that last word that you put there, girl face, is not what it is right now. I'm There's nothing that's changed about our situation from the first day that I ever said anything um to y'all. Yeah, we still married, but a couple is, and girl face, you go ahead and say your thing, but I still feel the way that I feel. I don't know anything else to see, um and I feel like I wish so much, so much, so much. I don't wish for anything anymore. It's just is what it is. And I don't know what else to say about that. But go ahead and say your thing. I understand. I feel encouraged. Haha, it's gonna happen. Yeah, I know it's gonna happen. Y'all a power couple. Yeah. I just don't I feel like we just two individual people. I feel like we could. I really feel like we could be. I really do. But when I have somebody that um it's hard to be a power couple when you can't communicate with each other. What that mean, Frederick? God keep us. Yep. It's very hard to I felt like at a certain point, absolutely. We were like, nah, but then till I go back to that and I'm just like, there's times that I felt very alone. It don't mean that he didn't feel that way or whatever, but I felt like I was doing it by myself or whatever. But um how are you, Frederick? Um I don't know. It's just like I don't really want to like dig into it. I'm just saying that from the time that I came on here cussing, screaming, going off and everything, and probably a lot of people don't get to see that part no more because that stuff is in the members only or whatever. But yeah, I wish it could be good. I wish that I could have somebody to communicate with. Um, and I do. I have y'all and other people that I communicate with or whatever. But he doesn't say any. He does when I first came on here. He let it be known that he didn't want to be on here, so I don't put him on here or whatever. But there was a time when he was talking crazy to me one time, and I had my phone in my hand, and he thought that I was recording him, which I don't know what made him think that, but I also feel like he always think the worst of me or whatever. But he thought I was recording him, and when the moment he thought that I was recording him, his whole demeanor changed. It's like he went from cussing at me, talking crazy to me, to he went, "Oh, are you recording me?" And for whatever reason, that annoyed me to no ends, because what I thought of is that, oh, you more interested in what these people that's on YouTube think of you, and you could care less about how I feel about what you're saying. And I hit the live button, but I didn't put the camera on him, but I showed cussed his at up. Sorry. No, sorry, but not sorry. Um, yeah, I cussed him out. Um, yeah. And in my in my opinion, he's not against the live. He just don't want to be a part of the lives. Um, do he watch them? Yeah, he watch them. When I say stuff about him, he know that I'm saying the stuff about him that I'm saying. But he also know that I ain't telling no lie or whatever. And I just feel like if he was somebody that I could talk to, um, because I've talked and talked and talked for 25 years, and he's not a good communicator at all. But because I feel like I am, and I can communicate very well, and I have been talking to him over the years about it, um, it's like I don't want to do it, and I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to slap you down on the ground so that you don't want to communicate either. And so, and now one of the things I've always said to him is that when I can't communicate with you, I'm going to have to find somebody that I can communicate with or talk to, because I can't keep holding all of this stuff on the inside of me that keep happening to me. And then when I try to discuss it with you, I get shut down, doors get closed in my face, and all of that kind of stuff like that or whatever. And so, after you've it's the story of my life. Trust and believe me, it's like I talked to several people in our family. It's like until I turn blue in the face, and then they don't want to hear me. And then once somebody doesn't want to hear you, which I'm used to all of my life, eventually you have to walk away from them, and you just have to leave them alone. Hence where I am. So, what would you say if he is against the lives girl face? I don't like Facebook. I don't be over on Facebook either like that. I have a Facebook? Yes, I do have Facebook. It's not a place that I go to and be looking at anything or doing anything over there. I really don't. It's a lot of social media that I don't care for. Do I got social media? Yep. I got a I got Instagram. I don't post nothing over there. I got TikTok. I post stuff over there, but I don't go over there and post stuff faithfully. Yes, I do go and post some things every now and then, but mm-mm. You said your husband does. Don't pull him. Don't pull him with it. What you mean by that? What you mean by that, girl face? My husband posts me on the sly. Oh no, if he said he don't want to be on there, I've never took video of him and put it on YouTube or whatever. He don't want to be on there. So I can, I can respect that. But it's not going to stop me from talking about what I want to talk about or whatever. He's never said the words like "don't talk about me" on there. But even at this point, it's like I cannot talk about you, but I can talk about me. And if you just happen to be a part of the story, and I just feel like it would be the craziest thing for him to think, man, I come on here and talked about my mama. And I'm not saying it's like in a bad way. You can go and look at any of the videos where I talked about my mama. Yes, people may disagree with me talking about the things that my mama did, but the only thing I'm worried about is, am I telling the truth? Am I bashing my mama? No. It is all things that happened to me. And I have the free will to be able to talk about the things that has happened to me in my life. But what I don't believe in is coming on here and lying on nobody and just dogging them out. That's not something that I do. When I talk about the stuff that happened with my mama, I feel like some of the things um that I said, some people may think I should be enraged or angry at her, but I'm not. I love my mom. And if anybody came on here and they thought that it was a time where you can come over here and just bash my mama, no, I still feel that way. It's like, you know how you feel about your mama. Like, you talk about my mom, you might get the business. So it's not like that. But do I share my stories? Yes, I absolutely share my stories. They happen to me. So if I'm telling a story and you just so happen to be a part of my story, then I'm sorry you was a part of whatever situation it was that I was going on. But also remember that I was a part of it too. And what part that affected me, I'm allowed to talk about it if I want to. And anybody that don't appreciate that, good riddance. That's how I feel about it now. And so, you know, anything that I say, like right now, he could be over there in the house and he can be listening to everything that I say. Do I care? Absolutely not. I don't. And he know everything that I will be saying. I've been trying to say the same thing for 20 some years. And some men, they just have the position that you don't tell them anything or they ain't willing to hear you out. They want you to hear everything that they got to say and you to follow everything. And yes, for a long time I followed and followed and followed until God said, so you just gonna leave me behind and just keep on following behind everything that he doing. I couldn't do it anymore. Couldn't do it no more. So, and with every step that I take and every move, I'll look for God's approval in everything that I do. He's still somebody that I don't want to. He got a lot of good qualities and everything. It's just right now, like the good qualities don't stick out because it's like I'm trying to tell him things that make perfect sense. And he doesn't just disagree with me, he takes it to another level where he starts to call me names. Um, and say things. He tried to tell me the opposite of who I am. Like I'm the one that I can turn around and say everything that happens here, I do it for the most part. Things that need to be moved, things that need to be done, I'm gonna go get it. I'm gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? And then for somebody to just tell you you are nobody, you don't do nothing, and all of this stuff. I've been hearing that all of my life, and right now I'm in a place of where anybody telling me I'm the opposite of what I am, I haven't got to that place where I can just let it roll off of my shoulder. 9 times out of 10, you gonna get cussed out for it. Especially when you telling a lie on me when I'm only thing I'm doing is I'm telling you the truth. And I'm gonna make sure that I turn after you done told me that I'm the opposite of what I'm gonna make sure that I turn around and whoop your ass with the truth of who you are. um and that's just where I am right now. And that's never That's never been me before. I used to just let people say that the opposite of who I am, and I just be quiet about it and move around and just pretend like it doesn't bother me. But everybody got their breaking point. And I just think that's one of the things that people never thought would happen, is that Shauna would break and switch it up on him. Yeah. So nope. He definitely knows that I'm on here. um Let me go back up a little bit. Um my husband does. Don't pull him, don't pull him with it. My husband posts me on a sly. Yeah, I don't like that. Y'all have 14 kids together, is that right? RJ, this is the way that it goes. I had kids before I met him. I had 3 boys when I met him. I knew his mom them 15 years before I ever met him. I didn't even know that he existed. So I was good friends with his family. Then he came um where I lived at and met me and felt some type of way about me, and he wanted to get to know me. And in all actuality, I didn't want anybody. I just wanted to be by myself because I had done made so many mistakes in my life. Um I just wanted to be by myself. I didn't want to be with anybody. And everybody that came my way, I swear to God, this was my thing. Lord, if they ain't for me, move them out of my life. And that was with everybody, every friend, every whoever. I don't care who they is. Lord, if they ain't for me, move them out of my life. People that want to come over to my house and visit. Lord, if they ain't supposed to be over here, don't allow them to come over here or whatever. But anyways, the more and more that I prayed that prayer, it's like the closer and the closer that we got. So I had 3 boys prior. Then um between me and him, we have we have 4 children together, and then everybody else. So with me and the kids that we have together, we have 7 kids, and I have one son that passed away. So that's 8. And then everybody else belongs to everybody else. So those are all other people's kids that me and him took and raised together, equaling out to 14 children. So my friends tell me I've asked him not to post me, and he still does. Wow. I tell mine too. See God and tell him what you need. Take care of you. Girl face, that is absolutely what I've been doing. But since I'm going through what I'm going through right now, of course, nobody wants me to be alone in this time. And what I do have is um I don't want to be pulled in a direction because now I'm sick. If you couldn't see me for who I am before I got sick, I don't need the sympathy that you feel now because I'm going through what I'm going through. I truly believe if God was taking care of me prior to then, God gonna take care of me now. It doesn't mean that I need to submit to go back inside of the house now because I'm in the position that I'm in. And for me, it's something that He wants me to change right now, and I'm not willing. I'm not willing to change it. I'm at peace. My mind is at peace. I sleep very peaceful. At nighttime. Yeah, it's just I don't want to change it, and I feel like he doesn't he doesn't try to stop me from speaking about my feelings. So like when I came on here and then I said to you all that I don't feel like I can continue doing this process or whatever. He didn't know, I don't think he knows how to deal with that. So um that kind of makes him nervous to hear me say stuff like that. But again too, he's not going to express that to me, that I feel I don't like when you say anything like that. And now, no, well, he did express a little bit of things. He did say that um he need me to not talk like that, that he needs that I'm the glue to this family. I hold everything together. But it's hard for those words to mean anything from me when just a couple of months ago. And those things are true. I do try to hold the family together and keep everything on the up and up. But it's hard for me to accept that you're saying those words to me at this time when just a couple of months ago you're telling me that I don't do shit and I ain't shit. That's I feel like I'm being pulled in two different ways, and it's like I don't, no, I can't accept that. And he would love for me to, it's not that I can't go back in the house. I can go back in the house at any time, and I think he would be excited that if I made that choice. But I don't want to go back to the same thing that I already walked away from. It's like, why did I take all of this long, hard road to get to the peace that I'm standing in right now, only to go back into it and it's not complete? That's what I feel like. I hope I ain't going on too long about it, but I'm trying to like get it out without saying way too much or whatever, because like we ain't in a good place right now, when we ain't in a absolutely bad place. Yeah. Seek God and tell him what you need and take care of you. That I'm definitely doing. There's a name for that. Brainwash. I call it gaslighting and all of that kind of stuff like that. Yeah. I don't like it. Um and the other kids were those other family kids that y'all protected. Absolutely, RJ. um some of those kids came via they came to spend the night with us, spend a couple of weeks with us for like summer. Two of them, they mama never came back and got them. But they mama's story is, I'm the worst person ever in the world, while telling the whole world that I wouldn't let her see her kids, and I never stopped her from seeing her kids. She stopped her own self from seeing her kid. And I'm gonna tell you something about taking care of other people's kids. God bless those ones that took care of somebody else's kids and they had good things to say about you. Because the one thing you can never get a parent that don't want to take care of their kids, and they just want to run the streets and do whatever the hell it is that they want to do while you're doing all of the work. In my mind over the years, I had to learn that what's happening with them is they're embarrassed to tell the truth about what really happened. So it's more comfortable for them to go out and dog you out in the world. And I went through that with every single kid that does not biologically belong to me and my husband. There's not one that I can think of. And my mom would have nothing to say because I helped take care of my siblings from the time that they was born up until she passed away, and I still took care of them then. But the daddy and the stepmama, which I was talking about earlier when Miss when Kaya was in here, every single one of them go out in the streets and they dog your name out to the ground, and then you have certain people that think they got the balls to walk up to you and ask you why you don't let such and such see their parent. Well, first of all, you don't get to ask me no questions because you ain't put in nan dime in me and my husband's pocket to help raise none of these children. So you better back up and pipe down. Because see where it is where I deal with my family and I go through a lot of stuff. I don't take that disrespect kindly on the outside of the family, because I got some energy built up on the inside of me, and it don't bother me none at all to cuss one of those people out who think they coming in and saying, well, she said you don't let her. So I don't give a damn what she said about what I let her do. Ain't nobody stopping now one of them. And guess what? All of them will have that kind of smoke and all of that kind of talk for you. And then to turn around and to know, I don't even have custody of them. We went to a um a notary. You sign some paperwork that I'm able to walk around and do what it is that I need to do with these kids without me having to run you down to get it done. And at any time, you could show up and take your kid any time you wanted to and ask me which one of the Billy badasses ever showed up to come back and get their kids. Name, not one. But then don't have good things to say about you. And so eventually, say whatever it is that you want to say. But if somebody come to my face with any of that, trust and believe I'm going to tell them the truth and nothing but the truth. Period. Hey, Tasha Speaks. Why no sympathy? Okay, I'm lost. I'm lost now when you say that. Why no sympathy? I don't understand that, girl face. Hey, misunderstood. How are you? I heard that before. This message was hell for review. My friend would get, and then he wants to make. Ah, girl face. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nah, I can't never tell you I ever sported a eye like that before. I ain't never did that before, but I done been through some things. The law done been called before. Cause no baby, I'm not finna live that kind of way. No. But no, I know what it feel like to be in those kinds of situations and still try to be the one to like make things make sense, you know. So people want you to change but are not willing to change themselves. It starts with the person in the mirror. Absolutely. And for me, let me tell you something. If I did something and someone came to me and said that I did it. Now you know you got people that would do that and they be lying with the stuff that they come to you and say to your face. Now, if I did it, I don't got no problems, and I ain't finna make a person look like they don't lie when they say what it is that they saying. But just the same way, you don't want me to lie on you, then I ain't gonna sit around and watch you lie on me and try to tell me that I did something that I know I didn't do it. Because one thing about me, in this moment in my life, I got a memory. My memory is like an elephant. I can tell I could tell you about a conversation we done had. I can be on here and I can talk to 500 people. And if I talk to you and you say something and spark one thing about a conversation that we was having on there, I can remember the conversation that we had. And I'm like that in real life with the people that are around me. I ain't finna let nobody lie to me. But will I take accountability for the things that I did? Absolutely. If it is the truth, I'm gonna say that I did it. And if it ain't, you gonna have one hell of an argument trying to make me believe that I did what you saying I did and I know that I didn't. But if I did it, I'm gonna stand in it. And if I know that I should apologize for that because I could have did it better or I could have did it different, I'm going to apologize for it. But if I feel like you needed that sting, what I gave out on that day, I'm not going to apologize for it. What I will say to you is, I hope whatever it was I gave to you, it helped you move on to a better, nicer place. Um, and goodbye. But accountability, can I say, yep, I absolutely did that. I did do that. I can do that. But sometimes people throw stuff in your face when it's like it can be something that happened 10 years ago, and you just saw them do something and you call it out and say, well, that was wrong what you did. And then they'll say, well, you did it such and such time, and that time could have been 10 years ago. And for me, that comes the time when some people love to argue about it. Don't throw up in my face what I did. For me, somebody brings something that I did up 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. Yes, I absolutely did that. And I want to know, how does that change that I just saw what you did and you did it? Can you stand accountable the way that I just told you, yep, I did that X, Y, and Z. Now, how does that change what I just saw you do? Because you still did what you did, you know. But that's how it is, RJ. But that's what I've been doing. I've been hanging in there a long time. The only thing I'm not doing, I'm hanging in there. The only thing I'm not doing right now is I'm not holding on. I'm not holding on. I let go, and what they say, let go and let God. Well, that's the only thing that I'm doing right now, because in my mind, what we had before, I feel like, to be honest with you, is that's gone. Yeah. Whatever that we have, if there's a chance or anything, um, it's gonna have to be something new. That what we had is, mm-mm. I don't got no. I literally almost feel like I don't feel anything from that old. It's just, we're two old married folks. I'll just joke. Well, he actually is. My husband is 20 years older than I am. Um, but yeah, yeah, I don't feel I don't feel anything. If something happened to him, would I feel something? Absolutely. I would. I wouldn't want anything to happen to him. If he passed away or anything, I'm gonna be on here crying, just like um we were the best of friends or whatever. I wouldn't want anything to happen to him, but and if he ever got down, I'm still gonna ride for him. I'm gonna help take care of him and everything. It's just, do we have, remember I told y'all I'm the girl that's on Coming to America, when she was hopping on her 1 foot barking like a dog. See, that's what he had in me when he first got me. I'm that woman. I was willing to do every and anything for him. Um, it just is. And now, because you didn't realize what it was that you had, all of that has gone and passed out the window. I mean, so many things have happened to me. It's just, yeah, I don't see it right now. I really don't. So, reciprocation is a must, and there's a lot to sort out. Whoo, yes, 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 yes. There's a lot of things that was expected of me, and I did all of those things. But then when I was put in that position, there was no reciprocation, none at all, and not one time, not one time have I ever did a video from a hospital or any of that stuff like that, and you've ever seen um that happen. But if the shoe was the other way around, I would always be there, regardless of something you do or you don't like. If you want somebody to reciprocate those things for you, then you should, regardless of how you feel about those things, you should try and put in some work and do some of those things. So Why not accept no sympathy from hubby? Um, because I don't want it. If you wasn't offering it to me before I got in the position that I'm in right now, I don't want that shit. And I'm just being honest, girl face, and I'm gonna use the words that I want to use. If you were treating me bad all this time over here, and now because I've got down in my health, now no, to me, what it feels like, and I could be very wrong. I'm talking about my feelings right now. You trying to set me up to get me back in a position, and now I'm like, I'm I'm at the mercy of you right now because remember, I'm sick. Hell, I can do bad by my damn self. I can. And I don't have any, there's no trust right now. So why would I want this? And this is another story. I talked to y'all about it on here before. Remember that night when I told y'all my son, when I'm to come on here and I talked to y'all about my son coming back and him trying to gaslight me in the way that he was gaslighting me the whole time that situation was happening. My husband wasn't there, like trying to wrap his arms around me and trying to um be on my side during the time that that was happening. But as soon as my son walked off, it's like, oh, come here and let me comfort you. Oh no, do not touch me. Don't give, I don't want no hug, no none of that. No. Do you know how it feels to live your life with that keep happening to you over and over again, and then it's and I can't say that it's fake, but I'm saying to me it presents as it's fake. And I don't want none of that. Let me tell you something. I'd rather be out here. The God's honest truth, I'm telling you. If that's the kind of stuff that I have to deal with, and remember, you don't know what I've been through, cause what all I've been through, because I haven't told you everything. You have no clue what I have been through. And I don't got no time for you ain't showed me none of this. And then all of a sudden you want me to trust you in this moment. Hell no. I'd rather be out here by myself and die by my own self than to go back to what I was in before. And that just is what it is. I have a hard time with forgiveness. Um, do I have a hard time? I can't, girl face, I can't even say that. Not maybe, and I just don't understand it. Like I can be very forgiving of people, but then if they like try and bring it up and try and make it like it's my fault or something, honey, I can dig that forgiveness up out of, I can dig that forgiveness right on up and throw that junk right on in the garbage. I know how to take it back. You don't deserve no forgiveness because you can't even stick with the truth or whatever. No, like I can get turned up about some stuff like that, but yeah, I don't really view myself as having a hard time forgiving. And anybody that keep on lying um about the situation that happened or whatever, I ain't trying to give you no forgiveness no ways. All I'm trying to give you is I'm trying to give you these cuss words and send you on your merry way and get the hell up out of my face. That's what I'm giving. That's the giving that I'm trying to give. You know, if it can come and eventually, even if I do that and they walk away, I can forgive them, but I don't have to be around them ever again. I have this thing that I say, um, and I feel like this. If I give you that talking, and I have a video of that I know a couple of people done seen here recently. There is somebody I'm really talking to. I ain't just making up no skit or no nothing to come on there and say something. Let me tell you something. You crossed me too many times. I'm gonna give you that good old talking. And I'm gonna tell you. I don't care if I don't never see your ass another day in life. I'm gonna live in peace. And that's for kids. You hear what I say? I'm putting my kids there. That's for my daddy and anybody else that come along with that. Now that does not say that I hate a person or any of that stuff like that. It don't mean that, because I can't turn love off like a switch or anything. That just means I don't never have to see you another day in my life. And I'm cool with not seeing you or not speaking to you ever again. And I can still pray for you from a distance. But if I've been dealing with what you've been kicking out all of this time, I don't need that. I don't need that. And the way that I'm able to walk in that kind of peace, even with my kids or whatever, it's only because I know who I was and what I did for my kids. And with that, I can walk in peace with it. And I know what I've done for everybody else when nobody else would be there for me. And therefore, I know what I have done for my husband. And he can get the same thing that anybody else can get. If I don't never see your ass another day in life, I'm going to live in peace. And while I'm here where I am right now, I'm actually living in peace. Maybe not full, complete peace or whatever, but the peace that I have is far better than the peace that I had when I was trying to hold it together. It's hard to hold a marriage together when you feel like you're the only one working to keep it together. You need there to be the two working together to keep it together. Now, y'all can stay together, but that's all you're doing is staying together. That's all you're doing. Ain't nothing else happen. Nothing. You know how many times I done went to the doctor and they want to talk about some a pregnancy test. I was like, well, I'm telling you, ain't no use in none of that, because honey, I ain't doing nothing, I ain't trying to do nothing. Don't even care. Ain't it don't even cross my mind. It just don't. um, yeah, it's easy. The forgiveness part is very easy, but forgetting about what happened ain't. Honey child, they gonna be waiting on me to catch dementia or Alzheimer's or something, because I ain't gonna never forget the shit that I've been through in my life. No, I ain't gonna forget it. Will it get easier for me? And will I be able to tolerate it and everything? It has gotten easier and better for me. And um, but forget it? No, I ain't gonna forget it. Yep, words have power. And that's why before I say things out of my mouth, I think about them before I say them. I do. Can you? And one of the things that I want, because see, my sister don't like to hear. One of my sisters don't like to hear me talk like that when I say that. But I mean every word that I say. Hold on, just 1 second. Um, but what I was saying was my sister does not like to hear me make the statement when I say, um, if I don't ever see you again in life. My sister's like, oh my God, my sister that's y'all seen that was in chemo with me, not Shalissa, my other sister. Um, She hate to hear me say that because she know when I talk like that, I mean what I say. I mean what I say. And I'm telling you, I could literally show up in a place and I can see you and not see you. Not see you. When I use those words for you, I don't need to speak to you. I don't need to be in the same place that you in. And if we is in the same place, I can walk right by you just like you're invisible. Because I've had it. And I've given you everything that I can give you, and you keep on stomping on me. It just means that I've given up being stomped on. Don't mean I don't love them, because I still do. And wish them the best and still be praying for them. But I ain't finna give you another chance to stomp on me. No, ma'am. Because, see, if I keep putting myself in that position, pretty soon I'll come to the place of where I'll be ready to retaliate. And then I'm going to have to slap you a couple of times or whatever like that to please me. And I don't want to be that person. So I have to move right along. Hey, Tia. Using your vulnerability. Absolutely. Yes, use it right on up. So, yeah, I don't, I don't like to, hey, Sean. Um, yeah, I wish things could be different, but they are what they are. And um, I have to be honest in those ways. I'm not angry. I can see him every day, and we still speak to each other. Um, he still comes and asks me, do I need anything or whatever? And most of the time, I'm going to say, no, I don't need anything because I'm I'm stubborn like that. So a lot of times, like if he cook fish or something like that, a lot of times he won't even ask me or whatever. He just bring it to me because my answer is like, no, 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 no. And and Tia, I can't even say three strikes and you out. There's been a lot of other people, and I told y'all, my husband has been all of the other people have been the tasks have been hard, but nobody's task has been hard the way that my husband's task has been. Nobody's. He was my hardest thing to break away from. And actually, at one point, I felt like in my life that this Joker trumped what God was saying in my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he's been the hardest task that I've had to work with. And it's still right now in this time in my life, it's just things until that's the conclusion that I had to come to. Don't waste your time, your energy on any narcissist. Yes. There's definitely some tendencies there. And so, it's like now it's like, but I can honestly say since I've walked away and I'm doing things the way that I do them or whatever, I think he gets very annoyed when I just pack up and I just go and I leave and I go wherever it is that I go. When y'all see me on the trains on any of that stuff, I don't have no conversations, no nothing. When I get ready to go and do something, I get up and do whatever the hell it is that I want to. Just was a point that you don't like anybody I hang around with. You don't like none of my friends. You don't like nobody I talk to on the phone and no nothing. And it's like anytime like we're having family time, it's just like he hate like other people to like show me any attention or anything like that. So it's just like, nah. Yeah. So it took me a long time to get to this place. So you asked me why I don't accept any of the sympathy and everything. You just have to you have to know the story of where I've been to get to this place that I'm in, why I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't need your sympathy, your empathy, none of that right there. Mm-mm. And do I apologize for being that way? Absolutely not. I feel like that's like my protection of how I guard myself from being hurt or whatever. And right now I feel like there was a point where I feel like I'd be willing to go back and forth with him and cuss him out, and it's like now um I ain't even bothered enough to waste my time arguing with you now. I don't know, it's according to what the situation is, but you know, I don't I have never been a person that's I just ain't disrespectful to people like that at all. I don't like confrontation with anybody or any of that stuff like that. But if you bring it to me, or if I seen it with my own eyes and my own ears or whatever, I'm not a person that can sit around and just watch somebody be badgered about something and you sitting there lying about it and all of that. So I don't like those kinds of things. But if I'm put in that situation, it's like, that fight or flight mode right there. It being in those type of situations, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna bust out and I'm not I I ain't no runner. I'm not a runner. My days of running was over with a long time ago when I couldn't run away from the situations that I was going through as a kid and stuff. The running part went out. It's like a flight, and it was a part of my life that I lived that I felt like I'm willing to, what they say, that DIE word, I'm willing to die for this. And I wanted to, and I needed that to change because I had so many kids and everything, and it needed to turn into what am I willing to live for? And when you're willing to live for something and you've been through some of the things that I want to, it's hard to keep that thing on the forefront because so many times you done been tried and you done been ran over and everything, and you ain't got no more lives to live at that point. So, it done took a lot of work to just get here. And I hope I'm making sense what I'm saying to y'all. Whatever they want for you back at them tenfold. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. May God give it back to you 10 times what you're asking for from me. And you know what? I say that too a lot of the times because I also recognize that everybody that wants to pray over you, or they looking at you and they say those words, it don't necessarily mean that they praying good things over you. So if you're praying good things over me, that's why I say whatever you're asking God to do for me, because some people have gods that they pray to and they ain't necessarily praying good things over you. I've experienced that in my life. So when I'm saying somebody is saying that they're praying over me, I pray it back. But I didn't use your words. You chose the words that you chose to pray over me. And whatever it is that you ask God or your God or whatever it is that you do, whatever you ask him for me, I'm going to ask him to give it back to you tenfold, whatever it is you're asking for me. And in his son's Jesus' name. So if you prayed a prayer for me that was not a good prayer, then woe unto you. Because it's gonna come back and it's gonna hit you 10 times harder. And I know if whatever you wished on me, you seen it happen to me, it's gonna be what the devil meant for bad. God gonna turn it around for my good. I already done seen it before. I talked about that on here too. And then when it doesn't work on me, where you think it's going to? when they go there. So with everybody, if you praying good prayers over me, let me tell you something. I'm telling you, I know God is going to bless you because you don't have to take your time out to do any of those things. And I may not say it to anybody that's in here. Anybody who come in here talking about issues and stuff that they have or whatever, you people actually cross my mind throughout my day of the things that you have came in here and said to me, and I'm actually praying real prayers over you because most of the things that you all say, y'all don't know that I've actually been through those things. The only thing is I just ain't never told you about them. So then when you've been through through some of the things that people talking to you about, you know how they say you can't minister it to anybody if you ain't never been through nothing. You know, how you trying to tell somebody how to make it through something you ain't been touched by, none of that ain't been done to you, or no, none of that stuff. It's kind of hard for you just saying words. But when you've actually been through or walked in the person's shoes that's going through the things that they going through, there are special prayers I feel like that's on the inside of your belly that can't nobody pray better than you can about that situation because you have been there. So when I see stuff like what I've been through or whatever, literally throughout my day and stuff, after I done got off here today, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll analyze what I talked about to y'all all day long. It just be processing through my mind what I said, what I said, what I said. um, and that's just what it is. So whatever it is that you pray for me, I ask God to give it back to you tenfold in his son Jesus' name. It's a waste of your good energy. Um, um, energy vampires in your life. You gotta get rid of them. I'm done praying for enemies. Whatever they want from me, I want for them to, 1,000 fold, good or bad. Well, Sean, basically you saying the same thing. You saying the same thing that I'm saying. It's just I ain't gonna waste too much. I ain't gonna waste no time based off of whatever it is that you ask God for me. That then that's what you should be looking back to happen to you. And if you was praying the good ones, then that's what you should look for in return when it come from over here. I ain't got a whole bunch of time to waste on it. Better to be alone than to be with someone and still. Tia, you took me out with that one. That's that's what I'm talking about right there. It's just if I'm gonna go through all of this craziness over here, then just let me go by myself because I feel like you don't really like me as a person. And then if you do like me as a person, you have a horrible way of showing it. And if I told you that over and over and over again and you still have not heard me after 25 years, then I have to walk away. And that just is what it is. I'm getting better. You have a good filter before it's before I try to. I try to. Now sometimes things come out that I ain't happy with myself when I do say them. Cause when I say something to you all on here, I don't want to get off of here and then be bothered by what I have to, and then I have to come back on here um and repent or say I'm sorry about saying something. So I feel like I'm getting more into that thing of being slow to speak. Um, am I perfect? Absolutely not. Um, but I do try to study over my words before, I just let them rip. You absolutely right. Not no doormat. Early rise, going to bed. Be blessed. Good night. Thank you, girl face, for always being here and always giving your truth. Every time I don't. This is not a place that I look for anybody to agree with me. I the same way everybody else want to grow in life. I want to grow in life as well. And so I don't be looking for nobody to agree with everything. But what I will do is when you disagree with me, I'm ready to have a conversation with you, and I'm ready to see it from the way that you see it. And then you can understand what where I'm coming from with what I'm saying. And that's how we as grown folks have conversations, real conversations. And then we can learn all from each other and learn that there's a thousand different ways to skin a cat. Yes, people remember how you make them feel. I'm the same way. Once you cross me, you're a figment of my imagination. Poof, be gone. All right. Poof, be gone. He sounds very manipulative. Ooh, Tia, keep on, girl. Hush your mouth and keep on talking. And it's really not funny, but right now it's just like, what can I say? It is what it is. Um, and I've been disappointed several times over and over. Just I'm looking for the change, and when it doesn't show up, I'm disappointed once again. So you know, it just comes a point you stop looking for that person to show up, and if they decide one day to show up, then they show up. But if they don't, no sweat off of my brows because I stopped looking. Be careful who you eat from. At this point, I don't trust nobody. Well, that ain't gonna be nobody because when you on chemo and everything, then you have some strict rules to abide by. I can't even go to nobody's house and eat a salad. So yeah, we ain't get it ain't happening. I ain't going to nobody's house sitting around eating like that. Mm-mm. And it's too right now my immune system is down low. So yeah, ain't a whole bunch of contact with no people. I like to give hugs. I like to have long conversations. Actually, my godmama had to remind me tonight that no, no hugging. We hug each other all the time and everything. And because she's been through it with my little god sister before going through this chemo thing and everything. So the one Kajaria that y'all see on here sometimes, she's been through it. And she was on continuous chemo, not being disconnected from it. She got it every day for 6 months. She had leukemia. And so with my godmama going through that, I'm not too far in this game. And it's very easy still for me to forget that I can't just be going up hugging people, touching people touching on my things and everything. I have to remember to constantly keep sanitizing, put a mask on when you go around people. And tonight she had to remind me, you got to be careful with that, because you're easy to, yeah, even just again, we talking about the foreign country. That's where I am right now. But that was that's what narcissists do. Oh, and look at here, Kajaria is in here. I didn't even know she was in here with her non-listening self. Don't waste slash drain your energy. Tia, I'm definitely working on it. Definitely working on it. And I've been working on it for a long time. People used to drain my energy all the time. Getting better with it. You're saying a word tonight. A lot of parts hit home. I love these and glad you're able to get it out too. Yeah, hi, Coles. I haven't seen you in a little bit, but yeah, these I love having these kinds of conversations, not necessarily pouring it out or whatever, but I know that there's a lot of people that's going through this stuff, and that's how I learned to get over. There is no embarrassment for me. It's just that um I'm not here to like tear anybody down. I'm just here like to tell and talk about some of the truth and like release some pressure up off of me. But all of these people that I talk about and I say these things about, there's some very good qualities about them. But without them wanting to use, I can't force them to, want to show those things. But it's a lot of people going through these same old issues, but it's embarrassing to some people. But if we stop carrying the shame of what somebody else is doing to us, and then we release it, I see somebody told me this today. If we stop carrying around the shame that belongs to somebody else and it's put on the person who's actually the one that's creating the shame and let them carry their own thing, then we can all live um a lot better life than carrying around somebody else's shame. You know, if you're the person that you're the one that's on the receiving end of a of the darkened eye, you know, because y'all know how YouTube is. They might put me in the yellow anyways on this live. But what I'm gonna do is when they put me in the yellow, I'm gonna go and clip it up and then release it by shorts and still get it. And you know, I ain't no big one. I don't fight about those kinds of things because sometimes you just need to say things the way you feel like they need to be said and just go on about it. And for me, them dollar signs is don't equal the peace that I be able to walk away with when I say it. But so um stop carrying other people's shame. They implement it onto you, then you get to walk in your own shame. Go ahead. Like a mirror projecting energy back. Uh-huh. Hey TT. I didn't even know you were up in here. I feel like we are 20. Well, I figured that if you were in here that you were gonna say that because you know TT, me and you done shared a couple of things and be like, really? Yeah, so no, twin spirits, I've been going through those same things. Let me know. I'm not crazy. You help me. And the same vice versa, TT. I've told you it's just like sometimes when I see people um acknowledge that it's happened to them or those things are still happening to them or whatever, um I got to have some kind of way like I feel free of it because I'm here saying it without anybody having to say it to me. But do you also know that there's another level of being at peace because now it's kind of like when I'm sharing about in the garden and everything, it's like being contagious. It's like being contagious and helping somebody else be okay with this happen right here, and it's not yours to be carrying. It's time for you to let it go, and whatever your next step is, I'm gonna start to walking, and they give you like that ease of, okay, let me remove from here and step into the next best place that I am. So, um, it's all good. I was with a narcissist who was praying against me, but was acting like he was praying for me. Sean, I've been there. I'm telling you. This person acted like they was praying for me and was going to the root doctor all at the same time, putting it on me. And it was proven that it was happening and everything. That story is on here already. If I had I done shared about it a whole bunch of times, but the story is here. It's probably under my videos or you done heard me talk about it in my lives or whatever, but nope. Um it was all proven by the grace of God that what I thought was happening to me was actually happening to me. And this person was trying to drive me crazy. Trying to drive me crazy. At even one point, I got diagnosed in one of my files saying I was schizophrenic. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I am not schizophrenic. Never took any medicine or any of that stuff like that. But I guess what I was presenting at the time, um, was what they called it. And the only way I found that out is I just happened to be looking in the computer one time when I was at the hospital and I can see that they had it in there. And I was like, does that say that they labeled me as I say they labeled me because I usually don't say diagnosed. They labeled me as this because I don't receive that junk. Not by a long shot. I haven't been watching you for a long time, but I can tell that you are a light of this universe. Thank you very much to you. Thank you. No one is perfect. Not one of us. And anybody that can tell you that they is run. Run really fast because you might be running into a narcissist. For real, for real. Run, please do. Hey, Miss Parker. um Hugging transfers energy. Yeah, I can believe that too. And sometimes I literally can feel it. And you'll end up taking some home with you that you don't really want to, but I do. And I'm not just talking about I'm out hugging everybody in the world. No. I like hugging my family. I like hugging my kids. You know, stuff like that. Um, but basically what she's telling me is, to not hug her because not hugging people because their my immune system is down right now. I'm going through chemotherapy. So, and it's easy for me to forget that because um I'm so used to moving in just the way that I want to move. And now I'm having to think a little bit different and do things a little bit different in this foreign country that I'm living in right now in my head. If someone is in pain and I'm around them or hug them, that pain. Sean, you don't miss some stories over here because I can this I'm telling you, they call that they call people like us empaths or whatever. I ain't do no whole bunch of research on it. I just went and read a couple of lines about it before. But like I can be sitting in a room next to somebody and I don't have to be connected to it. It's just like I can feel people's pain. The first time that I knew that that happens to me is I went into my sister's Shalissa labor room and I'm sitting on the side of her bed and I'm feeling her contractions. And I had to leave from out of that room and go have a conversation with God. I was like, listen here. Now I done had all of my children without any medication and everything, and I don't need to be feeling this girl contractions right here. So we gonna have to do something, or I'm gonna have to leave here today. I want to be here when my nephew be born and everything, but I cannot be going through these contractions. Let me tell you something. I was feeling them. In the meantime, she over here on an epidural, and she ain't feeling them, but I'm feeling her contractions that she should be feeling. How that work? Yeah, but I know about those things too. Yes, you have to vent. Absolutely. And I will every now and then. Sure, come on here. I was talking about not wasting your energy on I got you when you said that right there. Yeah. I've already wasted a whole bunch of energy in that place. Hey Agale. Um Glad you are feeling better. You are in my prayers, and I thank you very much for that. Thank you, thank you. Same here. I'm going through things now from roots. You have to let me know who removed it. Sean, I'm gonna tell you one thing right here. I actually have that testimony on here. I had somebody go and do something to me, and I knew I kept on saying it. I was joking around with it before. I lived in Vero Beach, Florida, and not actually Vero Beach, but Gifford, Florida is right there in Vero. I lived in Gifford, and this guy that I was dating, um, he put roots on me, um, and I could feel it when he did it, and just little spurts of things would happen to me, and because you're embarrassed about it, just imagine you walking around telling somebody you feel like somebody got roots on you or whatever. So I would be saying it to like my friends and stuff, and I'd be like, I feel like this man got roots on me or whatever, but I kind of would like giggle it off so then they wouldn't think I was so crazy or whatever. And so um that went on for some years. And then I met my husband, then we moved here to Orlando. When I moved here to Orlando, I started going to this church called Power, Praise, and Deliverance that's over on Paramore, Avenue. Just listen to what the name of that church is: Power, Praise, and Deliverance. Now, I'm not a church going person, but I have a relationship with God on everything I love. But I went, I started going to that church, and that church was shown to me by so many different ways from the things that I had went through. Um, but as I'm talking about this story, there's a whole lot of parts to it, but I'm gonna skip over the part where I went to one person house and there was like a deliverance, something that went along the lines of like an exorcist that happened over at my sister-in-law's house. And then from there, then I was sent to this church where on Easter Sunday 2004, um a prophetess came to the church, which who she was the pastor's sister, and God told the pastor to turn the service over to his sister. And she just began to like speaking to some people or whatever. And I'm just sitting out there in the in the pews or whatever. And the next thing she does is she points at me and she was like, "You come here." Me? That's hey, that's just what my response. That's what my response was. She's like, "No, you." So I was like, "Oh, okay then." Well, I go up to the front and she says some other things to me or whatever, and then she does this thing where she backs up off of she comes up to me and she touched me just like this on my neck, and she backs away from me and she put her hand out like this and she say, she blows. And when she do that, I'm like, what in the witchcraft is going on here? And when she do that, it makes my legs buckle. And I'm like, oh, she trying to put me down on the floor or whatever, right? So like I'm standing there and like that part gets shook off. She stepped back and she says some other things. And she come back up to me again and she touched me under my neck again like this right here. And she back up again and she put her hand in front of her just like this and she say, and when she blow this time, bam, I hit the floor. And you know how in the Pentecostal churches they throw a sheet over you while you're laying down there on the floor, right? I ain't never been in that position before, but on this day, I'm down on the floor. I'm out. And I don't know anything else that happens from that. So the following weekend, there's choir rehearsal for the youth. And so while the youth are doing choir rehearsal, me and one of the other parents is sitting like on the front steps of the church. And her name is Sylvia. She asked me, she say, "So Tashana, who got roots on you?" I turned around and looked at her and I say, because remember now, I lived in Gifford, Florida. I'm now in Orlando, Florida. So none of these people over here they don't know nothing about none of that. That's stuff that I was saying when I was over there or whatever. So she was like, so Tashana, who had roots on you? And I'm looking at her, I was like, what you mean who had roots on me? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Cause I don't want to have this conversation with her, because when I'm growing up, I'm thinking they always be saying that if you believe in Jesus Christ, then roots don't work on you. And that's a lie from the pits of hell. It can um it can work, but what I will say about it is that if it works on you, it ain't to it ain't gonna work out the way the person thought. If you is covered under the blood of Jesus, it ain't gonna work out the way the person thought they were gonna work it out for you. What the devil meant for bad, God will turn it around for the good. Um, so I say, well, why you asking me that? She say, because you remember on Easter, she say, you ain't hear what and the prophetess name, her name was Emma. She said, you ain't hear what prophetess Emma said when you was I said, I ain't hear anything. There was nothing I heard. I was just out. She said, well, when you was laying down on the floor, she said to the pastor, Pastor, I see candles lit all around her, meaning the spirit of witchcraft. And I see God putting them out one by one. When that lady said that, I jumped up off that step and started running down the sidewalk, because there's no way none of them could have knew about that. I never talked to any of them about it. And then there was another lady that was coming from over to the store getting some food from the store, and she coming headed back to the church. And she say, when she come back, ask her what they. She said, I'm gonna ask her in front of you. What did she say when you was laying down on the ground? When she walked over there, she said to me, she asked her, she say, what did prophetess Emma say when she was laying down on the ground on Easter Sunday? She said, oh, she see candles lit around you, and meaning the spirit of witchcraft. And she say, and this girl is from she's from Gifford, not really Gifford, but she's like from the Walbasso area like that or whatever. But she literally said, yeah, she said she see those spirit of witchcraft, and she called the man's name. And she said, ain't nobody did it to you, but, and she walked on in the church and like left it alone. So that's when I say I knew that it was true of what was happening. Now fast forward, something else happened. And over in Haiti when they had that earthquake over there, um, God showed me that he was in a peculiar situation, only to find out. And I wrote it in my journal, only to write it in my journal that I woke up from a dream that I was having one night. And I've talked about this before. This is one of the stories that Girlface asked me questions about. I literally saw his head turning into like a orange that done sat on the table for a long time, and the peeling done got hard on it. I saw his head doing that right there. And so in the dream, and Girlface asked me, well, what made you think that the head was turning hard? I said, I really didn't know. I was just, that was my way of explaining um, what his head looked like to me. It looked like it was shriveling up, but it was hard. His head was turning hard. And only for me to go back to Vero and visit, and I went to the Walmart there, and I ran to somebody in Walmart that told me that during the earthquake he was trapped up under some rubble there, and basically on his way out when they found him. But so hopefully in that time that he was there, um he found his area of repentance or whatever that he had done. um So I'm losing weight and had a rash on my face the last 8 months. Um, Sean, I really don't know what to tell you about in this time, but what I would say to you is talk to God about it, because I did a whole bunch of talking to him about it, and I didn't know what to do about it or anything. And I was literally losing, I felt like what was happening was losing my mind. Just imagine what you have to be going through for them to label you as schizophrenic. And clearly you can see I've never shown you all anything to where I'm schizophrenic or anything like that. I'm not on any medications like that or anything, of the sort. So just keep on praying about it. Just as sure as God brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. I do know that. I can say that. Um yes, I am an empath too. Yeah, well, Tia, you understand. We are like sponges that absorb people's energy without wanting to. Oh my God. Just a few months, about 4 or 5 months back, I was losing sleep because I could feel everything somebody was going through based off of the lies that they were telling on me. And I could feel every hurt, all of her pain. And of course I didn't want to feel that. Why would I want to feel that from somebody who's telling a lie on me? So no, I know what all of that stuff feel like. You don't want to feel them people's things, but it just be like that. That's why I don't like being around too. Where you see me at in my garden and everything, that's where I be at. That's why I say I'm like a loner. I don't be around a lot of people a lot of the times. I will go around people and everything, but when you come back from around people, you come back home with like a heaviness on you because you've absorbed all of those things that people are going through, which makes it hard for you being around it. I'm not a church goer either. I'm not a Christian. I am a believer. Everything, everything that you just said, Sean, those are things. I believe in the Bible, but I have a relationship. A relationship. I don't believe in all that religion. You do all things this way. But a religion is to me is like you get up and you do stuff the same way over and over and over again, or whatever. Because sometimes I'm not sure about the meaning of words, and words do have meanings, but with everything in me, my day is filled with talking to God, um, all day throughout the day, asking Him for His guidance and everything. Just know that I believe in God. I trust in Him, um, and I believe in Jesus Christ. Yes, I do. So but I'm not a person that I get up every Sunday. I even find out that it's it's a lot of people that go to church only just to go and get dressed up and say that you went there. And they go to church and come from out of there and they got more hell in them than they did when they walked through the door. So which again doesn't have a whole lot to do with me, but you got people that will bash you because you don't go to those places. I haven't been to I haven't been to it. The last time I've been to a church, I've been to a funeral, and I can almost put it on everything that won't happen again in my lifetime. It'll be my own funeral that will be the next funeral that I go to. I just don't need it. No, none of that. So, no, that's not my thing. My grandfather was a pastor in the St. Thomas Parish of Jamaica. All right, Jamaica in the house. Yeah, he could see and have to deal with getting rid of them. We used to live in a haunted house. The narcissist told me I was an empath. I never knew what that was. He was draining my energy. I was always tired and sleepy. I thought my iron was low. If you're an empath and you be around people, they absolutely can figure out how to drain everything from you that you have. And if you don't take it by the horn, you remember one of my shorts that I said um I had to back away from, not that anybody was doing anything bad to me, but me knowing that I can absorb everybody's feeling, and there was too many different feelings up in the situation. So I had to get to a place of where I let go and not be around anybody. My garden was showing me that um I was stuck because I needed to change some things. And that's why I tie my garden to whatever's going on in my life. And right now, the how beautiful my garden looks and everything, and I'm in the position that I'm in right now with this cancer and everything, is the one thing that let me know that, girl, whew, you have cancer. Cancer doesn't have you. And now, according to what I'm going through on any other day, y'all might hear me renege on that right there, but I'll be willing to stand up in it. um, wow, you saw him shapeshift. Um, yes, they are real. It baffles me that people think they are not. Um, I don't know what gang stalking is. I'm I'm a loner because of that. Yep, yep. And it doesn't bother me. It used to sad me that I can't go around people, hang around a lot of people and all of that stuff, only to realize that that's if you've been through a lot of stuff in your life. Like, I literally listened to something earlier today that if you've been going through stuff since you've been a little kid and you wanted to be a part of different things, and then it just ain't never work out for you and everything, It ain't meant for you. God knew who he wanted you to be right from the beginning, even when you didn't know who you were gonna be, and he didn't allow those things to happen. So um because it got special assignments for you. So yeah. They go to church wearing wigs and fancy gold jewelry. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And none of that stuff ain't doing nothing for them. That ear from crowd sits around my shoulder. They be so tense. Instead of going with their natural beauty. Yeah, absolutely. And some of them are absolutely beautiful, but they have to put all of that extra stuff on, and it's like, wow, you know, me, I'm just a plain old Jane. I used to think at one point that you can't go nowhere, you can't do anything. You got to be all dressed up and you got to do this and you got to do that. Even right here on YouTube, I hear people say a lot of times, yeah, I like the way I look when I get my hair done and I put on some makeup and stuff like that. Yeah, I look good, but I feel more better when I'm my natural old self and I ain't got to put on none of that extra stuff. I can walk out of my house. I ain't got to jump out of my bed and put on a ton of makeup before I walk out the door and go and do anything. I can wear my natural hair and be just as fine with that, other than having to go and pay money and have it done every time you talk about it. Every time you turn around and everything, just nope, not me anymore. I'm happy with the natural the natural old me. My family still can't understand why I prefer time to myself more. Maybe it ain't even for them to even understand. Right? I couldn't understand since childhood why I was so different from others. I get it now. Absolutely. But Sean, I will say this. I believe that if that's what's going on with you, God already got a plan. He knew you was gonna go through that um before you did. Um or before the person who did it. But whatever it is, what the devil meant for bad, God gonna turn it around for the good. And you just have to believe that no matter what you see. Now see, I could be saying this to you and one day you have to turn around and say the same thing back to me. But I'm telling you right now, if that's absolutely what's going on, what the devil meant for bad, God gonna take it and he gonna turn it around for the good. And sometimes it's hard to see it when you in the moment, because I done been there. When you walking through it, it's easier said than done for people to be saying it to you. But because I've been there, I know it's doable. And so I'll say that to you. And God bless you. God bless you. He got a plan. He got a plan, Sean. Believe that. I don't believe that you just here by coincidence. I don't believe that. So he got a plan. And you all praying people. Y'all hear what Sean said on here tonight. It's 12 of y'all in here. 16 likes. If you see fit to put in a prayer. And I'm asking you, whatever you ask God for Sean tonight, may he give it back to you tenfold. Whatever prayers that you pray over her. I feel like we be at a balance over here. One minute it may be me that's going through, maybe it's somebody here just listening that needs something that one of us are saying. Maybe there's somebody else that's here. Sean, your work may already be being done. It may be somebody else in here that's not willing to speak it out, that they're going through the same thing. And just because you spoke it out, God done moved in another way in your life just by you coming on and you admitting to that's happening to you, because maybe the both of us saying it is giving um someone that's here listening more hope than what we ever had before. So um just know God got a plan. Say God's got a blessing with your name on it. Well, all right, y'all. We done been on here for 2.5 hours. I could have never imagined in my mind. Every time I think I'm gonna come on here and be here for 30 minutes, I always end up being on here forever and a day. Um, I have I have a lot to tell, but I'm camera shy, and it's all right. If you are, let me tell you something. 2 years ago, you could never told me that I'd be on here talking to anybody on YouTube. Press a button to say anything. Hey, Pooby. um, I couldn't imagine. But if God is calling you to that, just know you ain't gonna never be able to get around it. I'll say that. Thank you for doing a live. You welcome. You welcome. I'm gonna try and stay in there and keep on doing them, even when I don't know what to say. I literally thought I didn't have anything to talk about, but that's how it usually work out. The first part of the live is us just shooting the breeze and just talking about all kinds of stuff, and then at the end we end up right where it is that we supposed to be in. And that's why I'm so thankful that before I hit the live button, I always ask God to have his way in there. So whatever has been said in here tonight, or whatever we talked about, I know it was meant to be. And we don't need no confirmation, nobody to admit to it or know nothing. Whatever was talked about in here tonight, it was supposed to. You said you're able to feel people's emotion. Have you ever been around somebody and when you get around them, you cry? If so, what does that mean? I've experienced that, but I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you're feeling the overwhelming sadness that they don't want anybody to know that they're feeling on the inside, and you can absolutely feel it. And if you feel it and you letting the tears flow, you may be helping that person by you letting the tears flow versus them because they don't know how to do it. That's a conversation that I started having when I first came on here. I'm not absolutely sure of what it is, but remember, I talked about in the beginning when I came on here that um I had been in so much bondage as a little girl. I had also been taught that you weak if you do cry. So maybe the person that you're sitting next to and you getting that feeling, maybe they ain't able to cry those tears, but it was the you felt the energy of it, and all you can do is cry for that person until they able to get to that place. Sometimes I've heard it several times that a lot of the things that we go through ain't necessarily for us. We going through it to help somebody else to get through it. So and Felicia, I don't think I ever seen you in here before, but thank you for coming in and being able to ask questions. This is, I don't mind anybody asking no questions or anything like that, but thank you for joining the conversation. But um, maybe that's just another way to like look at it. And a lot of times you're right next to a person and you don't know, you can go to a place and be the happiest of the happiest, and then you go and sit next to a person, and all of a sudden your energy done totally everything about you has shifted now. And quite possibly some of the cross or the weight that this person over here is carrying or bearing, you're stronger than they are, and so you're given the weight to carry just a little bit of what it is that they feel. And probably you have an amazing prayer life, and so God knew that you would pick it up, and then you were going to bring it straight to him. Okay, God, what's going on here? What's going on here? And you not knowing that you picked up some of the burden off of a person you probably was sitting next to, and didn't and felt like they couldn't go another day. But because you were able to sit next to them and you were able to draw some of what they were feeling from them and take it to the Lord in prayer, which gave them some extra strength to make it through whatever they was going through on that particular night. So that's the best that I can give to you, and I feel that with everything in me that I gave to you. So hopefully that that helped you out a little bit. And if it didn't, take it to the good Lord in prayer. And um and let him give you the true answers to what it is. Because I remember a time that I didn't believe in crying. It's a very embarrassing thing, and I felt like um that means I may be stupid and I may be weak for crying. I no longer feel that way, so but there are people in this world that do feel that way. So um okay then see. I don't know. I don't know who you are, but I just feel like you were put there. You might have went to that place and you might have been so happy, but you were there thinking that you was going to do one other thing, but you was put there just for the time as such as that. That's what you was there for. You thought you was there for something else, but you ended up being there just for that right there. And you never know. God probably used you the same way he used us as messengers and stuff like that. He used you to go there and draw some of that energy from that person and take it and release it somewhere else. You know, like John Coffey on the Green Mile. He took something from somebody else and then he took it and he released it. He took somebody else's pain and released it where it is. I think I'm the only one still with that VHS tape. Those VHS tapes and don't even own a VCR to watch them. But I still have that movie in my possession, and it's something special about that movie. God put people in the right place at the right time. Absolutely. But y'all, here we is. We almost at the 3 hour mark, and the conversation really blessed me tonight. It's like I feel like I done released some stuff myself, and then some other people done got some relief off of the things that they going through and everything. And I'm really appreciative of that. Um, and I really hope that you all have an amazing night. And I will see you all tomorrow sometime. And let's just keep each other in prayer. Point blank, period. Y'all have a good night. See y'all later. Marjorie, you still hanging in here with us, my fly on the wall. And I have, how some people try and make it seem like somebody is saying something the worst, but as long as Marjorie understands, she know Marjorie be on here telling my business before I can even tell my business. But I love everything about her being over here. Absolutely I do. And so do about you all. Good night to you too, Pooby. Y'all have an amazing night. Talk to y'all later.